Here we are, guys. How's everybody doing? Not much tonight, but I do have carburetor stuff that I wanted to kind of go over here. Bring myself up here. I can see what's going on. See you comments, you guys commenting probably. Anybody on? Let's see. Probably. Anybody on? It's 8 o'clock here. Who knows? Hey, Gavin. Hey, Bob. All right. So what did I do here? Never remember what I did with these carburetors. Not that one. Put one of these together. I don't know. Hey, James. Dan? No, nothing. You didn't miss anything, Dan. Hey, Larry. What kind of carb stuff? I am putting back together, hopefully, one of these WJs for $3.94. I mean, what else carburetors did I put together? That's pretty much it. But hey, Hybrid, what's going on? Did want to mention, I did go outside today in the cold and cut a whole bunch of blanks for tools. So I've got, these are actually, more blanks, right? These are actually 5/8 rods, and I've got literally 100 of these cut. Hey, Edwin, you made it. So I've got 100 of these things cut, and excited about that, So, yeah, I just gotta ship these down to my machinist somehow. But those will go down, and with the whole pile there, yeah, with the whole pile there, they're going to work on all those, and hopefully a couple of weeks we'll have it, So I wanted to fiddle with this a bit. I think that's the wrong gasket. Not right. Throw that out. So yeah, I was going to fiddle with these a bit, and the reason was because I had a couple issues. One, this high idle didn't come with the brand new carburetors that I got. So I stole this off of these two, but I wanted to replace the parts, hopefully. Yeah. Snagged 3 8-foot maple logs from a tree service. You did? What are you going to do with those? Firewood, right? What length and size rod do you use for the bearing press tools? Remember, Gavin, remember these are not bearing presses. These are, well, you can look at it like that, but it's not a bearing installation tool. The idea is that it's actually a crank installation tool to install the crank in the bearing. That's a better way to put it. But these are 5/8 rods, 7 inches long, and the other, the main ones that I use are 3/4 rod, 7 inches long. Wood miser time. Cool. So I've got some parts here, I hope, from e-replacement parts. Whoa, shoot. See, they package all this like tiny little parts in these enormous bags. Too many of these. Okay. Cute little spring. There's one of the flags. So there's a flag, and then that's it. That's all that's in this bag. The other used in your 372 household build solid rod and washers. Yeah, the I use the 5/8 rod for flywheel side, and I use mainly, and I use the 3/4 rod for clutch side, more or less. There was a lot of design that went into it, Gavin. I don't. Yes, you can. I mean, you can have the dimensions, but for the people that want to ask for blueprints, no, I don't give those out. Mostly because you can pretty much infer how to build these things from just watching me, you know. And because I've spent so much stinking money trying to get these darn things built myself. Anyway, you had the shop looking good. It does look good. What are you saying? Do I use any certain brand of carburetor kits? No, I don't. By and large, whether I've used OEM carburetor kits or the aftermarket ones, a lot of the carburetors I never seem to get to run right. I just don't. Oh, here's another flag. So I've got two. So I need two flags. Look behind me. What's behind me? Shop looks fine. What are you saying? Actually, I haven't been down here. I've been busy. Aha. The tiny little ball bearing. In this whole big bag here. No. There, now we won't lose it. Description, ball. What big box? This big box? What's wrong with the box? What's wrong with the box? Ah, so this is what the spring looks like. Box is my trademark? Guess. Put it like that. It's this spring that I lost, and it's down here on the floor somewhere. I'll find it. Or the vacuum will. You know? Use those bags for my kids' sandwiches. I'm kidding. Okay. Sponsor. No, I don't actually have. I don't really have a sponsor. HL Supply does give me an affiliate link, but that's not technically a sponsor. So I don't have sponsors. I do what I want. I say what I want. Hey, Casey. And this thing can go in my carb box. I think that's just... that's also one of those dumb plastic parts that... I'll show you. This thing right here. For a carburetor that's not built, you can see the carburetors don't necessarily come with this plastic piece that actually engages the throttle cable. So, yeah. Storm coming this weekend here, Larry. Yeah, we got cold coming in. Bad. Bad cold. We got Monday supposed to be down to 5 degrees or something like that. And the storms that are going to come, you know, plus minus, whatever, but not really worried about the snow. I don't, you know, at this point in my life, I could do without snow, but whatever. And this is that stupid X-ring that that David needs for the oiler on the 394. Anywho, okay, let's put all these bags away. Throw that my 394 stuff over here somewhere. Did have another bag. There's other stuff. That. So let's see if we can put this whole chute back together. That doesn't have the throttle rods are here, okay, or the these are choke rods, and just to make this a little easier. Always nice to have a model so that you can see what goes what and where. So I think the spring will go in here first. Then I'm going to stick the ball in here. And that just sits right on top of the spring. How come I only have one butterfly? You know, stupid me, I probably could have ordered that darn butterfly. I guess it doesn't matter because I can always... Adding it later is actually quite easy. That one looks a little newer than that one, so we'll use the better looking of the throttle shafts, if there is such a thing. Aha. Basically, I have an extra ball here. I'm going to leave that there. We're going to put the spring in this one. And the ball here. Now, what are we doing? Hey, Brandon. Been cutting trees like a nut, ready for a break. Okay. I definitely don't get to do as much cutting as I'd like. All right, so choke lever. So this goes through like that. But first, I need the flag on here. And that goes underneath that notch. And then a spring. And this spring looks like it actually grabs that black part. And then up. The ball escaped. I'll probably have to push that down somehow. good to push that down. Part of a ballpoint pen. Okay. Yep, she goes. Okay. Then you have to bring the spring over. Here. Ta-da. Then that gets stuck. Let's go that way. Aha, this has to come back just slightly for this to rotate around. Ta-da, there we go. Then that'll click in like that. Good. So the spring on one end hooks in there, and on the other end grabs that, grabs the flag. So now I can look at this and say, okay, these little tabs are in. And these guys, does it matter what goes where? They actually look like they are the same, all three. So the screw on the end looks like it's the same that goes in the throttle plate here. Sorry, choke plate, whatever. Red Loctite on that way we don't lose it. I have my appropriately calibrated arm. Whatever happened to Ken, by the way? I haven't seen him around in a long time. See, this is not quite straight. I think that's why. I'll get this end screw on here and then get this figured, hopefully. Yep, that's the correct orientation for it. Feels like something's binding. It doesn't want to quite snap back. So what are the things that cause a car to be useless? Things that people do wrong or failure? I think carburetors get gummed inside, and I have yet to figure out exactly what's going on with some of them. My tendency is to think the larger carburetors are less likely to get gummed, and so they're easier to kit and just have a good carburetor. Often I'll kit a carb and then not have a running carburetor, and it's not necessarily something I did, it's just something. Usually they don't flow fuel properly, That's the biggest complaint that I've had about all the carburetors I've used is you end up not having good fuel flow for some silly reason. Right. This doesn't necessarily have to snap back open, does it? Hang on, because I just pushed you push the choke in. Put a little bit of lube on here and see what happens. Yeah, it really feels like you're the one that has to manipulate this all the way back, Push it in, and yeah, that'd be good. Let's see what happens here. Because this one, I think, is working. Click. No, it does open fully. It indeed does open fully. So click the choke closed, hit the throttle, and it snaps back to fully open. So what did I do wrong? one way to test it is the butterfly in wrong. Or is something else preventing this from actuating properly? So pull that. Aha. So indeed, it's something in here. It doesn't quite open. That's frustrating. Very frustrating. Let's put extra lube down by the bowl here. Maybe I need to change out the throttle shaft. And this, for some reason, goes beyond. I don't know why it does that. Sets the high idle, and it doesn't come all the way back. Everything is in there correctly. What did I do wrong? The dumb thing is a saws that maybe it's the wrong throttle shaft for some silly reason. Of course, I got to take it apart again. Why? For the hell of it, obviously. You guys know that I love doing things 3 times. 4 or 5 times, whatever. It's all good, obviously. It was incorrect. I don't know why it's not right. I tend to think these bigger carburetors are less prone to chronic issues, if you will, and therefore more worth it to rebuild. Don't lose the spring again, right? Boing. Let's try the other throttle shaft here on this particular one. Maybe there's some difference, but I doubt it. I have to finish fall 3 more trees tomorrow, then I'm done till the storm passes. Getting ready to buy a 562. 562s are not my cup of tea, but a lot of people love them. So, best of luck to you. Off subject, but a new shop, light bulbs replace 4 new bulbs, bypass the ballast. To reduce cost, give a lot more light. Hope it works out. Yeah, I have my fluorescents up here, but a lot of the reason I put the fluorescents in was because I happen to have a pile of 2-foot fluorescent bulbs that were sitting around from when I got the house. It came with the house. So I put the ballast in, and that's just what I did. And that was kind of before this whole LED light craze happened, you know? And that is a really stiff spring. Phone's ringing. Hang on a second, guys. Okay. I'm live. What's up? Great. Now, where was I? All right. Let's try this again. Let's try this other throttle shaft for whatever reason on this one and see if that does anything. Probably not. This goes out basically like that. Yeah, I'm with you, Bob. I think the larger ports have less likelihood of blockage. That makes most sense to me, you know? Need something other than the ballpoint pen. Oh, I know. Hang on. How about ball Allen? To catch that. Click. Okay. Now I just need to bring the spring into the right spot. Good. Flip it over. That seemed to go just fine. Okay. Put the butterfly on. That works perfectly. Okay. Matt, our aftermarket carburetors. The aftermarket carburetors are hit or miss. They just are. They might work great for you. They might not. Click. Grab the throttle. Missed. Hang on. Should come all the way open. That's the way it should work. Okay. Let's see if I can put this one back together as well. And the only thing that I'm going to need on this one is the butterfly and the screw for the butterfly, I think. Grab it. Good. Bring the spring up and over. It's a little dirty, but whatever. There we go. Not going to put Loctite on here, but that's going to be facing that way. Bring that over, should click, and this should open. Yep, perfect. So I'm just missing the butterfly for that carburetor. And some bolts or whatever. So, let's see. I guess I gotta take stock. I might as well figure out what I have and what I don't have here while I'm doing carburetors. So the aftermarket carburetors can be really hit or miss. I found some of them that run pretty good, like right off the bat, and others are wonky, like the one I have in my 660 clone actually works pretty good. See, I'm missing. I can just steal a screw here. this one doesn't have a lock washer on it, so I'm going to steal two. And when I order these, I'll order the screw and the lock washer. That way at least this one's complete. Yeah, Brandon, it's not a matter of good brand of aftermarket carburetor. It's a matter of they're simply hit or miss. Random parts. So this one is really truly a parts carburetor. Are we back? Sort of. Sorry guys, I don't know what's going on. So yeah, as far as specific aftermarket brands, my 660, the aftermarket carburetor seems to work pretty good. It's the one that came in the kit, you know. Steal a whole bunch of parts off this other one. In hopes that this will be okay. Okay. Now it's complete. Just needs to be kitted, you know. It needs to be. Wait a minute. I need this butterfly. That's what I need. Got it. By the way, I don't even have a saw that this can go on. I just wanted, you know, just nice to have this all as complete as possible. Funny, I think there's something's up with this shaft. Click, bam. No, seems to be all right. Okay, there's junk in here too, but. Cool. We're good. How are we doing? Okay, so this is my parts carburetor at this point. Parts. Now we're back. What the heck? Hope Jenkins, I don't know if you heard me. Hello. Are we here? We good? Looks like we're back. There we go. Okay. Hope Jenkins, I don't know if you heard me, but welcome. I'm just cleaning up. I don't know if we're going to have more buffering or what. Anybody have any questions, comments, anything before I take off for the evening? I think I'm going to call it a night here. I don't know what else needed to be done, but still have that 394 to build. I'm busy this week. I'm very busy this week. I'm getting the tool blanks to my machinist, so that's going to happen. We'll be live. I'm gonna try. Yeah, Hope Jenkins. Hi. I'm gonna try to be live some, but I don't have that much for you guys. I want to provide interesting stuff, but if I don't have anything interesting, then I do have like I showed before. I've got a whole pile of tool blanks here. I cut 100 pieces today, so those will go down to the machinist, and he's gonna machine them en masse, and I will have tools in stock. So if anybody's interested in tools or they want to contact me about them, you're welcome to. Hey Garth, you're welcome to email me. And I'm gonna put my email in here. Just remove the ampersands, obviously. So yeah, so if you want to contact me about tools, just shoot me an email. I have a lot of tools coming, and I don't have anybody in queue. So if anybody wants tools, you're gonna be early on the list. I'm now at this point. Before, when I had a big list of 30 people that were on the list for tools, I knew I could spend the money and I'd be pretty much be good. But now there's nobody on the list, so I'm kind of gambling here that people are going to want more tools. So if anybody's interested, it would be hugely helpful for me to sell some tools and keep this going. I've had a lot of fun talking to everybody, meeting everybody, and seeing what people are doing with their crank tools. Questions, comments, anything else for the evening? If anybody remember, I still have that 394 for sale. So if anybody wants that, let me know. I can also alternate, because that one's I think $700 plus shipping is a reasonable number for that. But if somebody wants to get into a 394 for a little bit less money, I have the one that I was milling with, and you can see the video on me actually milling with it. That one's been running really good, and I would do somebody a deal on that, and then I can keep the more expensive one. Garth, you have a quick one. Go for it. What do you got? While you're thinking of that and typing that. So yeah, so if anybody's interested in a 394, let me know. I can sell one And then I have the second one, which is over here on the bench. Oh, you're too high. Hang on. So this one's going to be complete fairly soon. I just need to get some parts, and then we'll complete this. Off the carbon tool topic, what do you or anyone out there for winter weight bar and chain oil? I run regular chain oil in the winter, but it's a great topic, and I am not the guy to ask on chain oil. Yeah, you can cut down the summer weight with all kinds of different stuff. I guess like automatic transmission fluid would probably be the thing to cut it a little bit. But I am not the expert on that, so don't take my word for it. The other thing is that, with winter weight oil, or with summer weight oil rather, this is going to heat up. You're going to get quite a bit of heat in your saw, so it does eventually thin back out. It just takes a little while to get unglommy. When I was at the, not last winter, but the winter before, it was the winter before. Or was it last winter? Last winter, I was at Dan's, and we were running some saws at like 10 degrees outside, and his solution to it was he actually kept summer weight oil on his. He's got a boiler that is effectively an outdoor wood stove, and he kept his fairly close to that, and it kept it really warm and liquidy. So all you had to do was put it right in the saw, and the saw was warm, hopefully, and you were good. You didn't have to really cut it at all. It worked fine. There's probably all kinds of other stuff you could cut it with too. Maybe diesel would work. I don't know. If you really wanted to loosen it up. Good question though. Keep them coming. Anything else? James, are you feeling okay, buddy? You have a good night, okay? I love these 394s. I really do. Okay, take care, James. Bob, yep. Okay, but maybe Friday. We'll talk Friday. I've found something to talk to you guys about. Okay, you guys take care, okay? Be safe, everybody. Have a good night. Be safe.